Now, our next speaker is somebody who has gone through the program, and Karena Flynn Thai is an ex-challenger, and she's going to talk about the challenger effect on the individual. So, Karena, spotlight is on you.
Hello, thanks so much for asking me to talk today. I'm delighted, it's an honour. What I'm going to talk about is my experience, like Declan said, but why was I chose to talk to you today? I was one of the first children to start a Challenger programme in 1995. Donald Boyle started the whole thing, rang up my mother and says, where's Karena going to secondary school? Sorry, I'm talking about my own daughter. Where's Karena going to secondary school? My mother's like, oh, I don't know. And I started from there. So he encouraged her to get me to join this Challenger programme and go from there. So it's fantastic. The whole thing was, I started in 95. I was in 5th class, and then I used the program in the Challenger to go into Access program in DCU. And then from there, I'm now a director of a large e-commerce company called Empathy Marketing, which many people would know. The most famous site we have is pigsback.com. We have a plethora of sites all over Ireland, but that would be the most famous. And now I've done a bit of a 360 on the Challenger. So I used it myself, and now I'm helping those in it to start their careers by giving internships and mentoring students from the Challenger and the Access program. So I'll give you a little bit more background about how I started all this. So in St. Francis Senior National School, I was told that only 1% of the children from my school went on to 3rd level education, actually. I found that a bit shocking, so did my mother. I didn't know anything about 3rd level. I didn't have any family in it. My mother, nobody in our community, neighbours, nobody went to 3rd level. The only idea of college I had was from the movies. So I'd see things where people would say, oh, you know, their daddy would bring them to Harvard or Yale and show them around these campuses, and they'd say, oh, my daddy wants me to go to Yale, but my mother wants me to go to Harvard. Oh, it's such a tough decision. And I'd be like, here's God, that's the only problem they have in life. They're having a good life, you know. And I thought, even from American movies, this is how warped our view is of media and everything. I thought it was like it's $100 to go, because people be talking about in American movies, oh, I have to start saving as they're a baby for their college fund, you know. And the fact that in Ireland is very different, you know. So this is the whole point of the Challenger, that gave us this education that that's not the way it is. So they were like my surrogate parents, like, you know, so they brought me around DCU, UCD, All Hallows, as a young child in 5th class and 6th class, when I didn't know anything about financial constraints or how much college was or anything. I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the dream. It's amazing. It's like a little city of learning. And I fell in love with the library and everything. I was only like 10 and 11. And I was like, I really want to go here. Like, and they really encouraged it and had such passion for it. And they helped my mother in terms of what secondary school to go to that had this program. So went on to secondary school, and there they helped me with grinds, which was brilliant. I loved the teachers. They were like the best teachers they got. And I said, geez, if I had them teachers the whole time in school, I would have got A's and everything, because there was such a different approach to learning. So they really, really went and found the best grinds teachers. So I excelled in my subjects then because I got my grinds. They gave me scholarships for the Gael Talks, and a love of Irish language came out of that as well. So I was delighted with that. And then I can see now you have the presentation and public speaking kind of skills, which is fantastic, because that's needed in all aspects of college, everything like that. So I'm so happy to see that on it. I know it wasn't there when I was there, but this is all the things that you keep adding to the course just makes it better and better for the students from the areas that I'm from. The other effect on the Challenger program, which was really good, is on my mother and family as a whole. So when my mother started to get these courses, like the steps that Jeanette was talking about, how to encourage me in my education, what grants are available, what scholarships are available, all the resources that are available, my mother was like, I should go back to school. I should go back to education. Like, my father was working a minimum wage job, you know, working class job. My mother was working in a factory, and she's like, no, I have to invest in myself. So she went on to do her junior and her leaving cert. Then we went on to college together. She became a lab technician in DIT, and that investment in herself and her education, I seen firsthand how the finances in the house just changed. Mortgage, car was paid, no problems with bills or week to week. And I was like, so if that's the way life would be, if I invest in myself and my education, that's my goal. So that my mother was a big inspiration as well in that way. So then now at the moment, I went on to do, multimedia in DCU. That was my course through the Access program, which was fantastic. They gave me so much finance because me and my mum were in college at the same time, so I really had no money. So that was brilliant. I worked as hard as I possibly could because I knew I'd never get a second chance at this. This was my only chance. Nobody's going to pay for me to do a second or third time. So I got my 1-1 in my course, great on my CV. Got my job straight away. So happy. I got employed like a month after I graduated. Then fast forward now, I'm the director in the company. I got a bit of clout from my CEO because I worked my way up. And I said to him, Michael Dwyer at the time, he was like, we have to get interns in. And I said, no, I says, you are always getting interns for that. Your friends, daughters and sons and people from the same backgrounds. I'm not having that. I says, I know people that would die for this kind of opportunity. So worked with the Access program on these access to the workplace, which Kashi will talk about a bit later. But I work with that at the moment and give children from Challenger and the Access program internships in my job. So to get a bit of a step into an office environment, because I never worked in an office room. Nobody in my family did. I had no like friends of friends that I could ask for a job or anything like so. And that's a lot as well in companies, that's in the corporate world. Usually it's who you know and stuff. So this was really good that I was delighted to be involved in. And I'm also involved in the Educational Trust in DCU, and we give donations for that as well to help with other aspects of access, like people's rents and things like that. So yeah, Kashi will talk a bit more the intra program that we're involved in. So I'll stop there for now. So it was an honour talking to you. Thanks so much, and I'll hand back to Declan.
Oh my goodness, Karena, I've written down here, I wish I could bottle you.